My goal has always been to move the company in the US. Why? Just to get access to more capital. Funding, it's almost like a rocket that they put inside your company for you to grow faster and scale as fast as you can. But I had this conviction every day that no one wanted to build Fairvet. I had this conviction that Fairvet was meant for me.
Growing up, everyone wanted to become an engineer, a doctor, and nowadays the dream is to become an entrepreneur. I feel like it's very important to discuss
Yep.
what it takes to become an entrepreneur, what it's like to be an entrepreneur in Canada today. So I'm very happy to be joined by Pietro, serial entrepreneur, founder of Fairvet. Pietro, it's great having you here.
Thank you for having me, Antoine.
With everything that's going on here, do you feel that there's a lot of pressure, outside pressure to maybe focus on new markets?
So as a startup, we what we need basically it's funding, access to different resources. And here in Canada, it's totally different. We do have VCs or quote unquote angels, but it's not the same way as in the US, let's say. Building my company here, my goal has always been to move the company in the US just to get access to more capital, to more investors, to more access to different types of services.
Do you feel like every startup's first milestone is getting funded?
It's not every startup, but if you want to grow and become that unicorn of a startup, then you need funding, right? Funding, it's almost like a rocket that they put inside your company for you to grow faster and scale as fast as you can.
We're making those assumptions that in the US there's more capital flowing.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about it. Some people would assume that since Canada's smaller, so there might be less competition in terms of how many startups are growing than the US. But do you feel like this is a distorted view? There's more capital there. So even though there's more startups being funded or founded in the US, you still have so much money to go around.
It's just that here in Canada, the capital it's more conservative. It's certain types of KPIs, things that you have to attend before even getting access to, let's say, pre-seed funding. Just a quick example, even for angel investors, getting contact with angel investors here in Canada and angel investors in the US, it's a totally different game. Which angel investor, it's your personal fund, right?
Mm.
It's just the way people operate. That's the difference.
Just to be clear, an angel investor is basically someone, if I have some money,
Yeah.
I don't want to put them in stocks. I don't want to buy real estate.
Exactly.
I want to put them in a startup.
Yeah.
I want to be like one of the first investors in a startup.
Yep.
How do you find those people?
Some people find them through connections, right? People that they know. So let's say your dentist, for example, can be an angel investor. If I know someone that knows someone that's been investing into early stage companies,
Mm.
then you can do it like that, right? In my case, when you didn't grow up close to those people, so you have to cold email sometime. So cold DM on LinkedIn. So I go cold DM and explain what I'm building. What's the opportunity? I've been long enough in this space to understand that I tried emailing almost the same amount. Here, when I'm talking here, I'm talking all Canada, right? People that have angel investors, pre-seed, or in their names or tags on LinkedIn, right? So I emailed the same amount, US and Canada, and the response have been totally disproportionate on the amount of response that I'm getting. I'm not saying that people they all want to invest,
Yeah.
right? It's just that people are at least either responding or accepting my connection or asking questions or just telling me that they're not investing in my field, right? Which is something that I think it's important. But here it's been mostly silence, totally silence. Like people don't even respond. Like imagine like you're a company based here.
Yeah.
that that's
Sure.
how I feel.
I think it's so important for people to realize this. Like
Yeah.
we're living here in Canada in Montreal, and We love it.
Yep.
Like we really do.
Yep.
But the circumstances are pushing people out. If you are an entrepreneur,
Yep.
if you're a founder, if you're a fresh grad, and you have one side of the border telling you, you know what, no questions asked, I'm ready to hear your pitch. I'm ready to maybe invest a bit of money.
Yeah.
And the other side, based on what you're saying, they're not even responding.
Yep.
It's so
It's crazy, right? Just being embraced back at home, it's I find it harder to be embraced here where I'm based rather than I'm being embraced down in the US, right?
Mm.
And being embraced, not like a small, just a few people, right? A lot of executive, a lot of people in the industry, and I'm talking everyone that in a startup like that understand startup world. There's a lot of people here. I've been through a couple of networking events, right? It's just that whenever the only thing that I see, it's hard. It's really, really hard. Um, I can only talk for Montreal because that's where I'm based. But I tried reaching out online to Toronto, Alberta, BC, all those network, all those startup hub,
Mhm.
right? But I found it very, very hard for startup building here just to make their mark basically in the city. That's my opinion, and I don't know if anyone else can.
About less than a year ago,
Yep.
we decided to do like an event.
Yep.
You and I, we brought in like 50 founders.
Yep.
And it didn't take a lot of effort. We just
Exactly.
said, "Hey guys, there's an event with founders. Are you interested?" And people were just excited.
Yep.
And that shows you that there are people trying.
Yep.
There's a lot of innovation.
Yep.
I mean, right around us right now, you got the McGill's, HEC, Concordia, all within
Exactly.
a few blocks.
Yep.
These are some of the best universities.
There's a few. There's a few of them. I've been to a couple of them. There's Rap Matters, which are focused on Black founders.
Yeah.
So there's a few. There's a few, right? It's just we do have those small resources, but one of the things is that, especially for a founder, right? If I take time off, right? As I always say, time matters for a founder, right?
Mm.
It's every minute that I take off, it's a minute that I can work on the project and try to move the project further, right? And it has to have value, right? Yes, it's okay to sit on different go networking, but it has to. I have to find value in it, right? The only thing is that sometimes I go to networking event, a lot of early stage startup, like almost idea stage, right?
Yeah.
And small bucket of VCs, right? Not really into early stage. So it's kind of hard. Sometimes you feel that going to this networking event, it's almost the same type of things that you're going to get at the event. So that's why I stopped going. But it's not that uh, uh, I can give shout outs to the companies that are trying to do it, but we all have to work together for the city to improve its value when it comes to startups, right?
The point I was trying to make was that there's a lot of movement. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people are trying to start companies.
Yeah.
And when it comes to networking events, I think the reason why we were looking at doing this networking event was because they were so underwhelming. Some of them are great. You get to meet people. I met some people in some events that are still my friends today.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like there needs to be more. What happens after? We had a coffee, we
Yeah.
had a drink. What next? What's next?
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm someone that loves going to conferences, networking events.
Yeah.
Because I do go to different cities. And one thing that I can say, like, I work a lot on LinkedIn trying to get my, build my networking out of there. But in person, it's way more valuable, way more valuable. I can't say how much it has been valuable for me when it's valuable, basically, right? But when I go to different conferences, I see the value in it. Here, the thing is, the thing that I notice, it's almost always the same thing. Maybe it's because I live here and I've been a, to
Yeah.
a couple of them, and I know what to expect. But yeah, that's what I've been getting.
Beyond the networking events,
Yep.
what helped you as a founder? I mean, you said you go to these different events, get to meet people. Sometimes it's valuable, sometimes not so much. What else can founders do in order to add some value? Because, like you said, you have limited time.
As a founder, I remember I can share it with you. I was having a conversation with ChatGPT, right? He's been like, I use my ChatGPT for almost like a colleague of my startup, right? Because I ask him questions.
Interesting that you said
Yeah.
he's. So now it's.
yeah, because he has a voice. So
personified.
he has a voice. So he was saying, okay, you have to focus on one thing. But as a founder, it's impossible focusing on one single thing, right? So I have to go and network online, in person. I have to find people to do partnerships, companies to do partnerships. So every single day you have like a list of things to do, right? So because I can go, I can be everywhere at the same time. So mostly it's online, right? Mostly it's online, being on podcast, trying to create buzz around what you're doing. So it's mostly online. Put articles out there. Use LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been key for me. I've been using LinkedIn like it's everything my company needs because we have access to everyone there, right? You just go either cold email, add that person, and do the ask. First step.
You know what? Elaborate a bit on LinkedIn. Because right now I see people trying to be innovative, going through different tools and different things. And as boring and cringe that some posts on LinkedIn are,
Yep.
it is very effective. It can be a bit overwhelming.
Yep.
But if you know how to use it, LinkedIn is basically a place people don't have LinkedIn unless they're trying to network.
Yeah, yeah,
You
exactly.
can have an Instagram just for fun, but LinkedIn is just designed for this.
It's designed for that. Yeah.
So how do you use it? How do you leverage it?
Talking to the key people that you need to talk to. The thing with one of the thing with LinkedIn is that you have to be active, right? You have to be active, and you have to make sure that your page looks professional. What I mean by professional, it's of course having a picture, having a bio, doing stuff, right? People, whenever you add, let's say, CEO of a big company, right? They're going to look at your LinkedIn to see who just added me right now. So you need they need to see a page that, okay, that's someone that's active. This is what the person is doing. It needs to be clear what you're doing and if it makes sense for them to add you, right? So I can add, like, I'm in the pet space, right? I can add someone that's in that's doing let's say political stuff, right? They will look at me and maybe they will ask themselves why this person is adding me, right? So you definitely have to add people in the same type of field that you're doing, right? In the same type of work that you're trying to focus on. And they will see it directly, right? When I add someone, they see, okay, I'm in the pet space, they see what I'm doing. Directly, our interests are the same. And boom, that's how it works.
I've hired a bunch of people, and I always go to the LinkedIn.
Yep.
It's kind of a reflex now.
Yep.
And you get to kind of know the person through their LinkedIn. It's like an ongoing CV.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Like
I love that.
It's sometimes people just they can say stuff in a document, but then you can see their behavior, the pattern, what they're doing, like how they're reacting to people. That's important.
It's important.
And it's an investment. It does take time.
Yeah, it does take time, and I for me, I don't know how any founders or business, someone that runs a business, how they can live without LinkedIn. For me, LinkedIn is key to access to networking, to access to the right people in your industry.
Now it's time to talk about the company. Let's do this quick exercise. It's kind of like my new thing now. I
Yeah.
like to answer these three questions. First, every time I talk to a company, a founder,
Yeah.
I really want to pin down the problem, the solution they're offering, and then why they're the perfect person to respond to it
Yeah.
or to build a solution.
Yeah.
So let's start with what the problem is currently at the market.
So the problem that we're trying to solve is that costs are high in the pet space whenever you go to the vet, right? So one of the things that's happening right now is that pet parents, the way we call people that have pets, pet parents are not going to the vet because of the unexpected when it comes to cost, right? And it's becoming a problem that people are just scared of the unknown whenever they go, they have a vet visit or they need to go to the vet. So they are pushing back regular care. And one of the things is when you push regular care, there's going to be more and more urgent care at,
What do you mean by
down the line.
regular care, like routine
Yeah,
checkups?
so routine checkups, right? Pets, they need routine checkups. They need regular vaccine. They need a regular dental cleaning. But one of the things is that with costs getting higher and higher,
Mhm.
people are just pushing it, pushing. Okay, maybe next time, because of the unknown. The cost has been the major reason why people are pushing their visit.
So people have pets and they're trying to avoid vet visits as much as they can
Yeah,
because when they do end up going there,
yeah,
it's a pretty big number.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So what's the solution?
So the solution is FairVet, right? We are the first find and compare for, I would say, we always say affordable,
Mhm.
but we are the find and compare for clarity and cost, right? What we want, we don't want people doing a race to the bottom just to find the cheapest vet, right? That's not what we are trying to sell here to people. We
That's
want,
important to clarify.
yeah, we want more clarity and cost, right? We want you, before going to the vet, understanding what to expect, what's included, what's not necessary. And that way, people are less scared and people are more knowledgeable. Whenever they receive that vet bill or that vet estimate, they can decide, okay, either, okay, this is not where I'm going to do my treatment. I can go to a different clinic. And at least it gives the power back as well to the pet parents, which is important because they are the ones that have the pets, right?
Let's pretend I have a dog.
Yeah.
My dog is sick.
Yeah.
I open FairVet. What do I do?
So there's two way, right? The first way that you could go, it's either you go manually and search, just like let's say booking an hotel, right? You have a sick dog, so you put your geolocation, and then you search. I think you may need an exam consultation, right? You search for exam consultation, then it's going to filter and give you the cost around you,
Mhm.
right? And if you want to go further, you can always use FairVet AI, which is through a conversation. So you opt in and then you ask the AI, okay, let's say my dog is vomiting blood,
Mhm.
right? I only have $300 and the furthest I can go is 10 kilometers from where I live. And then the AI is going to filter your area and then it's going to suggest, okay, I was able to find two clinics at $100 one and let's say 150 the other one, which it's in your budget. What I would suggest is you go right now to an emergency clinic, but you have to know that because your dog is vomiting blood, then the vet may ask you for an X-ray, a blood test, and so on and so forth, and it will give you the averages as well from your city, right? So that you know at least what to expect before arriving to your vet visit, basically.
Okay, that's very important. I love how it's conversational.
Yeah,
But let's talk about how this is different from a general model. Like right now, it's obviously trained on a
yeah,
certain data set.
yeah,
This is not something you can find if you ask ChatGPT.
exactly.
So talk to us a bit about how do you get those pricings? How does it know?
So the way we got it, it's either from us doing some research and gathering all the information that we were able to find online, because there are some vets that are into price transparency. It's just it's hard for a pet parents in a few minutes to find cost in their city, right? To compare two vet clinics at the
Mm.
same time. The other way, we have now a few vets also that are providing costs directly on the platform. And lastly, we have pet parents that are providing a vet estimate and vet bills. That's how we do get those costs.
I have 3 dogs.
Yeah.
I love my dogs. And I don't really think about the vet bills at all
Yeah,
until it's time. So,
exactly.
so I think that's why this is so important. It's because usually you take care of it's kind of a reactionary measure.
Yep,
Something's wrong, so you just need to find something as soon as possible.
yep.
And just by doing that, you're probably gonna overpay unless you have a quick solution.
Exactly as you said, especially for emergency situation. But one of the things as well that we notice is that even if I ask you right now, how much it is going to cost you for your regular vaccine, you wouldn't really know, right?
Mhm.
You wouldn't really know. And one of the things is that, yes, some people, they don't care that they don't know, but some people, they have to budget
Yeah.
before making a decision, right? That's where the problem remains, is that some people could have done it if they knew.
Mm.
That's one of the things.
Is this a regulated market? Like, can you say that vets have to give within a price range, or can they just tell you
No,
anything?
it's not a regulated market. And the thing right now that people are fighting, it's vet being bought by a bigger enterprise, right? So that's the major subject, right? Is that vets, independent vets, are being bought out,
Mm.
and people are saying that that's a few research things that I found online. People are saying that those corporations are the ones that are putting price up to recoup on their purchase of the vet clinics. That's one of the things that people are saying. Of course, inflation, maybe tariffs.
Mm.
So there's a lot of things that are pulling the price to go up, basically.
What are the geographies where Fair Vet is
S-
currently ongoing?
So right now we are in the U.S., all states, and we are in Canada. And in January, we finally launched in the UK as well.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Have you been okay? Talk to me about this expansion. Has this been planned for a long time, or is it?
Yeah. So the UK, of course, it was one of the cities that we wanted to expand.
Mm.
And we were getting messages from pet parents in the UK, because one of the things is that price transparency has been a hot topic in the UK last year, a bigger hot topic. And they had
In the industry, or
uh,
just generally?
in general. So I think their government or something, they did an investigation, and they found out that costs were were being abused, basically, right? And then right now they are pushing for more price transparency,
Mm.
right? And that's one of the things that's getting pet parents to search online. And whenever you search online, Vet is that solution, right? We are the ones championing that price transparency in the pet space. So that's why we were getting messages from them, because everything was hitting up in the news and everything. So yeah, so that's why we had to accelerate and provide them with more cost transparency over there as well.
You know, I was checking a stat that there's a lot of dogs in those countries.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like, I don't remember the number, but a lot of people have pets.
Yep. one stat I can give you, right? S- Around 60% of pet parents in North America, and when it comes to household, right?
60% of households have a pet.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
That's crazy. And one crazy stat as well is that over in the UK, over 64% have pet insurance. Here in North America, 4% and less have pet insurance. So pet insurance haven't been able to really get in those 60% of household. It's still like a hot topic for people to get pet insurance. That's one of the things that's crazy here.
Why? Why is that?
The people that I spoke to in the industry
Mm.
that runs those company, they're saying that pet insurance needs a different. So all the pet insurance are quite the same right now, right? And they need differential on what how they could get those pet parents to buy in getting pet insurance, right? It's just that right now everything is the same, and it seems that it's not really attracting pet parents here in North America. So they had to find a way to differentiate themselves, give more value. Maybe one of the things is maybe do things like human pet insurance, right? Where you can change coverage, change companies. So there's a lot of stuff that's still restricted when it comes to pets, and that's one of the reasons that pet insurance haven't been able to really impact the pet world here.
Is this an area you're looking into?
Yep. So those are one of the main partnerships that we are building right now. So we are working
With
with
insurance
yeah
companies.
with pet insurance on a way that they can differentiate themselves with having a platform such as FairVet, right? We want to be basically that point of entry
Mm.
before pet parents make that decision. Okay, I want to go to the vet, or even during adoption. You know, before adopting a pet, a lot of people they don't know how much it costs, how much a simple vaccine costs in their area, and we want to be that entry point of education. Okay, Clar- clarity on cost, clarity on what you're going to get in your area in different types of services before you make that big decision. And we suggest after that that you do pick up a pet insurance, because sometimes even if you price compare, when there's a big issue, it's going to cost a few
It's
dollars.
not just a big issue.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pets, like you said earlier, need regular maintenance or
Yeah.
regular checkups.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's super important. So let's just finish the close the loop. The why. Why did you get into this, Pietro? I know we've talked
Yeah.
last time. I introduced you as a serial entrepreneur because you are. You've
Yeah.
done a lot of things over the past decade.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious why pivot into the pet industry.
Yeah. So I got into this from a personal situation. So I have my dog, who's now 12, turning 13 next month.
That's old for a dog.
Yeah. He survived. So can you imagine? Like, I have my dog while I was still a roommate with someone, right?
Wow.
Now I have kids and a wife, and he's still here
He's
with
been
me.
through it all.
He's been through it all. So one day he swallowed a foreign object and just went to the emergency vet like everyone, right? And at that point, I got served a certain amount for the surgery for the foreign object. So it was $5,000.
Jesus.
And at that point, went back home. So they gave me 24 hours to make a quick decision. So I was like, okay, let me go home and do some research. I was like, okay, it's going to be easy for me to at least find something that's in my budget. So my budget was at least 2,000 or less, right? Because I already paid a X-ray, blood test, a lot of stuff.
That's still a lot of money.
Yeah, and medication just to. So I was like, going home, doing some research, and then I found out that the only way you can price compare was through the phone or in person. I was like, impossible. Started searching for a platform that could help me do it faster. No. And that morning, I woke up early, started making calls. Not a lot of answers on the phone, right? Spent almost 12 hours just calling until I was able to to speak to one clinic that ordered the same surgery around 1,500, 1,500.
Mm.
And then after that moment, I went back home. Yes, King was, we did the surgery, everything was good with him, but just knowing myself, being curious, and I was like, how come there's not a platform? And start doing some research, and I found out that millions of pet parents were going through the same situation. And at that moment, I was like, boom, I have to
I
build
love
it.
it.
And it wasn't an easy task to build it.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. So just, when you build something that doesn't exist, you don't really have a blueprint, right?
Mhm.
So the blueprint comes in your mind, but there's no such thing as what I'm doing in the pet space. So I had to, the first question that I always get is, how do you, how are you getting the information? That's the first question that I always get from everyone that I speak to. And I had to find that answer by myself, right?
Mhm.
Because that was, how do I get the information without the
That's
vets?
the breakthrough.
Exactly.
That's the breakthrough of FairVet. That's why FairVet is important.
Exactly. It took me 4 years for the project to launch. A lot of days that I thought this project would never see light because I'm not a technical founder, right? So finding someone to build a product that you have in your head and you build it some type of way. I I could build like the user experience, but I needed someone to build the back end. So I searched for first founder on LinkedIn. Was a student, didn't work out, and then I met a friend through a old friend, came in the project, started building with me, but still wasn't dedicated in doing this product on a regular basis. So
Mm.
I had to take it on myself, and I was like, it needs to be built. I have to do it. So every single day I was working to find someone that will finally build it. And yeah, now we finally have it.
I love this, Pietro. And I know it's not easy. I
Yeah,
know it's not easy. I don't know if I would have went through with it. Year
yeah,
one, year two, year three. By the fourth year, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong.
yeah,
So you had
yeah,
to have a lot of determination here.
yeah. A lot because people do look at you like you're crazy, right? It's like I did get even family members like, you're so obsessed with this project, you should just leave it away. Uh, it was, as I said, I think that Fervet, I was destined to do Fervet because for 4 years, no one, I was always searching online every week
At
to
competitors.
to find someone that built Fervet before me. Every week, I had this nightmare that someone would beat me on creating Fervet. And I was like, I had this idea. I even went through a small like accelerator with the on when it was still an idea stage, right?
Mm.
And I was like, everything is out there, but I had this conviction every day that no one wanted to build Fervet. I had this conviction that Fervet was meant for me.
It's normal to feel crazy. It's normal to feel like everyone else is wrong, but you're right. Generally, it's not, but in that moment, it is. Because if you were doing just what everyone else was doing, then you wouldn't be a founder. Because the whole concept of a founder is you're building something that doesn't exist. So you have to do something that hasn't been done. So you have to act in a way differently than everyone else.
Yeah.
So
Uh, yeah, you're right. I think that value as a founder is you have to gut it out, right? There's going to be doubters. There's going to be a lot of deception, right? Um, Everything hasn't gone the way that I thought would go, but every time I just rebounced and then I was like, okay, let me focus on something else. And then I was able to prove myself with something new, right? And it's just step by step, right? It's step by step, just believing in what you're doing. When you believe and you put in the work behind it, then you would definitely receive a lot of success at a certain point. But it does take time sometimes, right? It's not always okay. We launch on a certain day and we're going to get 1,000 people downloading the app. You still have to grind.
Pietro, I've known you on and off camera.
Yeah,
I'm happy to call you my friend.
thank you,
And I want everyone to know that you really are a very, very hard worker.
thank
And
you.
I believe in you. I believe in FairVet. So I want to end with this. If you could just look at the camera and hit us with your elevator pitch.
Do you know that every 6 seconds a pet parent is faced with $1,000 unexpected vet bill? And that the cost can vary as much as 300% in the same city. And that the only way you can compare it is through the phone or in person, which is very hard and time consuming. So I want to present you FairVet, the first platform that helps pet parents find and compare for clarity cost. You get to choose when you want to go to the vet and understand exactly how much you're going to pay. We are here to bridge the gap between vets and pet parents by creating transparency and trust between them. Thank you.
It's great having you.
Thank you.
All right. That was it.